more than 3 weeks and I have not been able to stop thinking about the new Hunger Games movie, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and I have not read it. I didn't read it before watching the movie. This is so unlike me because I'm always a read before you watch girl. For some reason, I did not do it with this book. So the moment that I saw this movie, I was like, I need to read it. I need to read his thoughts. I need to hear his thoughts. Because the movie did not make that much sense to me without reading it, because I was like, why did he end up being the bad guy? This is gonna tell me. Basically, the first thing I did when I watched that, 2 days later, I went and bought the book. I started traveling, then I started doing things, and I have not had time to read it. But today is the day that we finally are, or I finally am gonna do it and dive headfirst into this story, go back into the Hunger Games world. Like, it's literally the first week after watching the movie, I was not able to sleep. Like, I could fall asleep and then I would just keep tossing and turning, wake up. I would wake up in the middle of the night thinking about this book, thinking about this story. So here we are. It is 3 weeks later and it's time to finally read this book. Honestly, I love watching reading vlogs. So that is exactly what I'm gonna do, because I wanna scream. I think I'm gonna scream, cry, throw up. Wanna capture my honest and pure reaction. Can you tell how excited I am about this, about reading this? Another reason, first of all, I love reading, but I haven't done it in a while, and it's like, it takes me a lot of effort these days to actually get through a book and like start a book. And like, I don't know why, because I love reading. I used to love reading. Last year I only read like 25 or 26 books. The 2 years before I read like 53. I don't know what happened. At least one thing happened, and that was I finished my bachelor's degree in English literature, and then I was just like, I'm done reading for a while. I don't want to read because I was forced to read for such a long time. That was actual literature. I love reading for fun. I love reading romances. I love reading fantasy books. I love reading. I honestly don't know if I love reading villain origin stories, but since I have been struggling with reading and like getting through books, I want to vlog this, film this experience. The best part about it, I will not stop reading until this is done. I don't care if I'm gonna keep going until 3, 4, 5 in the morning. I don't care. This will be finished within the next 24 hours. I don't know how fast I read. I haven't done this in quite a while. The only thing that I need to do is go food shopping because I have no food in my house. So that is gonna be my break, but for the rest, it's gonna be Choreo and me and you. It's gonna be us three. So instead of talking, I need to shut up and actually start reading. Let's go. And don't come at me for folding this. I'm not gonna lie, I love a used book. I'll just be over here for the next little while.
I really didn't think about this when starting this vlog, but this is full of spoilers because I read quotes all the time. I go into detail, I compare it to the movie. I don't hold back, so there's gonna be a lot of spoilers. If you watch this, beware. But I do feel like I'm the latest person to read this book and to see the movie, so I also don't really care. Like, it's your own fault if you watch it.
Not me being on chapter 2 and literally already needing food. I think it's, what time is it? It's 3 right now. I've read 2 chapters, but I got in a state of extreme hunger. Like, the Hunger Games, my body was taking it very literally. So I needed to go food shopping because I had nothing in my house. And now I'm attempting to eat this. It is on a wrap. I don't think that's possible. It's good though, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good. It's literally just beans. Continue reading. Also the fact that like I'm on chapter 2 and already like Highbottom's quote shut up, even though in the movie that's like in one of the later parts, like it's in the finale of the games. And then in this, it's in chapter 2, like during some sort of banquet. And then it's like, look at you in your makeshift shirt and your 2 tight shoes, trying to hold it together, strutting around the capital when I doubt the snows have a pot to piss in. Even with a prize, it would be a stretch. And you don't even have one, do you? What then? I wonder what happened to you. What then? I love him, and I love that Peter Dinklage plays him in the movie. Like, I love that even more. I was not expecting it. If you read that, literally this early on. But I'm not mad about it. Chapter 3, page 37. How many pages does this have? Like 500. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, finish it today. I just started way too late, honestly. But I'm gonna try.
The very much possessive choreo is starting. I mean, it's already started, of course, but this time, I think this is the first time that he, like, outright just says that Lucy Gray belongs to him. If having Marcus as a tribute makes a Janus squirm, then good, let him squirm. Lucy Gray was one thing belonging to Coriolanus that he would never, ever get. What the something you don't see in the movie. This entire scene of like Sajane is wanting to trade tributes. Koryo doesn't exist in the movie, I think, so that was kind of cool. And him just debating for like 2 pages, like, do I want to do it? Do I not want to do it? Like, I do want to do it, but like, she belongs to me. I don't want to give her to anyone. And then a few pages back, him just realizing that Lucy Gray is not an animal. Like, she's in a zoo, but she's not really an animal, but still not completely like understanding the fact that she's also human still because she's in that zoo. Like, he doesn't see her like that. And in the movie you like trust him kind of, and here it's like, okay, we're already toxic, we feel like it feels like he's better than everyone else, very competitive, like he knows he's not better than everyone else but he feels like he is, and it's so interesting to read about. There we go. I've made it to part 2. The prize. I was convinced that part 2 was called The Games or The Game. Apparently not, but The Prize. Chapter 11. I'm on page 157. I'm not reading as fast as I wanted to. Or as I would like to. But reading this much in a day or in a few hours has not happened in a long time. I also was expecting the Ballad of Lucy Gray to be in part 1, like when Koryo's in the hospital. He's already out of the hospital and they've met another time, which that doesn't happen in the movie, but I was expecting her to sing when he was in the hospital. That did not happen. I thought it was the movie for some reason where like everything is sped up always, but this, it's like the thing that happens, like the girl dies in the zoo, like gets killed by one of the tributes and the tribute dies, then Clementia is bitten by the snakes, then the bombing in the arena, like that all happens. Things happen so fast, like in succession to each other. Like it's not like, oh, she dies and then 2 chapters or like multiple chapters go by and then another thing happens. Like, no, bam, she dies, bam, she dies, bam, she's gets bitten. Like it's intense and I love it, even though it is pretty similar to the movie, and I cannot like imagine any other setting now, even though I'm trying to like imagine an actual like football stadium instead of the arena that they did in the movies, because that's kind of what it's described as, which makes it hit a lot closer to home. But I'm enjoying it still. It's happening again. I think your odds get better by the minute, said Coriolanus, adjusting a hot pink rosebud in her hair. It matched the one on his label, just in case anyone needed a reminder of who Lucy Gray belonged to. How toxic can you be? I know this is the point. It's not realizing this when I saw the movie or when I was watching the movie, and then now, like page after page, it's like, she belongs to me. This is my girl. Dude. Song? We are almost at the song. I need to read like 1 more page and then the song starts. The Mockingjay? Wait, what? Well, you know what they say, this show's not over until the Mockingjay sings. The Mockingjay, he laughed. Really? I think you're just making these things up. Not that one. A Mockingjay is a bona fide bird. I don't know how to pronounce that. Not in English. I guess it's The Ballad of Lucy Gray Baird. I hope you like it. Can you see, like, this is where the song starts, and I think it's only fitting to actually listen to it while we're at this part of the book. This is my plan the entire time because I love this song. There we go. So good. This makes it even better. I wish I could sing that myself. I mean, I wish I could sing. Period. Having this was very nice. It adds to the book. I think they should put it in the audiobook. I don't know what they do, like what they do in that, but I think they should add like the actual like Rachel Zegler songs in the audiobook. That would be so cool. You could hear a pin drop in the auditorium when she finished. Oh my god. He knew that the gifts would pour into the arena for it, that her success, even now reflected back on him, making it his success. Snow lands on top and all that. He knew he should be elated at this turn of events and jumping up and down inside while presenting a modest, pleasant front. But what he really felt was jealous.
guy? Oh my god.
Wait, I took a little bit of a break to start my dinner that I forgot where I left off, which was the end of the song, and like again him being jealous, and it just literally starts up, his girl, his. Here in the capital, it was given that Lucy Gray belonged to him, as if she'd had no life before her name was called out at that reaping. Even that sanctimonious Sejanus believed that she was something he could trade for. If that wasn't ownership, what was? What the fuck? Her song, Lucy Gray had repudiated all that by featuring her life that had nothing to do with him, and a great deal to do with someone else. Someone she referred to as a lover, no less. And while he had no claim on her heart, he barely knew the girl. He didn't like the idea of anyone else having it either. Although the song had been a clear success, he felt somehow betrayed by it, even humiliated. It just shows that he feels himself superior to anyone else, but he's just so insecure. He's so insecure. Little boy. Okay, but I'm thinking about like non-capital citizens as bestial. Wait, what did he says? Like, Lucy Gray was his tribute heading into the arena, and even in the circumstances were different, she'd still be a girl from the districts, or at least not capital. A second-class citizen, human but bestial, smart perhaps, but not evolved. Part of a shapeless mass of unfortunate barbaric creatures that hovered on the periphery of his consciousness. What the fuck? I love the word choices, but what the fuck?
I really wish I could have the audio version of this book so I could listen to it while I was eating, but sadly, very mad about this, we do not have the audiobooks on Spotify in Europe, and I don't have any other audiobook service because I refuse to pay that much for it. The only hope that I have right now is it being on YouTube, which I don't think it's gonna be, but I'm gonna try to find it. Let's see if it's on YouTube. Audiobook. Wait. Oh my god, it is on YouTube. What the fuck?
This is on.
That might be very illegal, but I don't care. So, oh my god, it has timestamps too, but, wait, I don't know what chapter I'm on. 14 already!
Chapter 14. Coriolanus felt ill, but incapable of looking away. It would have been horrifying.
Okay, even the part where they're sending Coriolanus into the arena to go and save Sejanus from it, and I was not expecting him to actually, like, first of all, to go there with Sejanus' mom, because is she in the movie? Yeah, she is in the movie, but she's only there with, like, after picking him up when they come out of the arena, and then she's there to pick them. I think it's that, but they go there together, and then he's like, he gets a vest, he gets pepper spray, and a flash unit. He gets nothing in the movie. In the movie, it's like, just go and save him. I don't care about your life. And here it's like, yeah, no, we're gonna keep you like as safe as possible, which makes a lot more sense, but I wasn't expecting it. Like, I was kind of like, it also would make a lot of sense to just send them into the arena. How he's asking for a gun or a knife, but he's not trained, so it seems safer. Remember, you're not in there to damage, you're in there to bring your friend out of it as quickly and quietly as possible. Is that foreshadowing, like him asking for a gun or not, like him asking for a weapon because he's gonna kill that boy? He is literally a toy in Dr. Gauss's games, because in the end he comes out saying like, who are you? And he's like, I'm the victor. He's not the fucking victor, he's just a toy in Dr. Gauss's games. Maybe in the end when he actually becomes president, but like here he gets pushed and shoved around so hard, and he kind of realizes it, but he doesn't truly. Like, he feels like it's still very autonomous. It's not. It's all like what she wants. He's realizing he was just like the subjects of her other experiments, students or tributes, of no more consequence than the avoxes in the cages, powerless to object. He'll be alright. It takes a lot to kill Snow. Oh, the dean says that. They're taking Marcus? Oh my god. It's happening. Like, these games are so different from what they are in the movie. Like, the first part was kind of similar, it was almost the same, and then the games are so different simply because you can only see it from Coriolanus' eyes, and in the movie you see it like from Lucy Grace's point of view as well, and like you just see it for yourself in the arena. Getting Sejanus out of there is so different from what it is in the movie. I guess like the speech is a little bit of the same, but like them taking Marcus's body, The way Bobbin comes like from behind, I don't know where he's coming from. So different. So for this, it feels like I'm reading something new. Like the story's kind of new because I don't know it in this way. This is not the games that I've been thinking about non-stop for the past 3 weeks, so this is really cool. Halfway through this book, I'm going slower than I want to, but also it's fine.
I think I have not been paying enough attention because here it says, they've been spending time together, trying to come up with a joint strategy for their tributes, and Coriolanus could see that Festus was falling for her. Did you tell your best friend his crush was a cannibal? First of all, the cannibal part is not new to me, but Festus being Coriolanus' best friend, since when? When was that a thing? When did they become best friends? Like, he's mentioned Festus a few times. I don't feel like they're best friends, or it was already established that they were. I'm confused. I thought he had no friends. I thought he liked people, like didn't really like people, but like friendly with people. I didn't think he had actual friends. Oh, except for the girl that got bitten by the snakes. I thought those were, like, they were friends. Festus being his best friend does not make sense to me. How is the thing with the snakes not the end of the games? I was expecting that part of the games to be the same in the movies as it was in the books. Like, I know Wovi's death is a different, like, I knew that was going to be different in the book, and that she was the one that dies from the rat poison and not the other one, the one with tuberculosis. I don't know what her name is, but like, Lucy Cray has already sung the song. Only 2 people died from the snakes, and they're still going now. It doesn't make sense. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why did not everybody die from the snakes? Why? I'm so confused. I don't know if this is going to be a better ending to the games. I'm not there yet, but it's the next day. I'm so confused. I'm gonna find out soon, I guess. But I feel like that song was such a powerful way to like end the games, and it would like really set up Lucy's great character, or like not set up her character, but like secured her position in that story. And here I'm not sure about it, because you barely see anything about her, right? Because it is Coriolanus' story. It's Snow's story, not her story, but still. Honestly, she seems so much smarter, like, in the book than she was in the movie. Like, she was smart in the movie as well. But this, like, especially, like, this last part after the snakes, which I wasn't expecting, just shows some sort of cleverness that I didn't see from Lucy Gray in the movie, and I love it. But it's also very intense, because I wasn't expecting it from her. Literally, there's 2 people left in this arena, right? And she's running the other guy to death because he hasn't eaten or drank anything since they got into the arena, and she's just toying with him. She's performing. Wait, he drank something, and now she also poisoned him. Like, he just drank the poisoned water. But then when did she do that? Was that it? Had he really won the Hunger Games, the Blind Prize, the girl? Oh my god, she won. Does he need to convince Dr. Gall, or like the people here as well, to let her out? Wait. He'd won glory and a future, and maybe love too. Any minute now, he'd have Lucy Gray in his arms. Oh, Snow lands on top. It most certainly does. Oh my god, he's... Wait, this is... Oh my god. Why is the book literally faster paced than a movie? Like, have to convince anyone to let her out. She won. But they already knew that he cheated, literally within 5 minutes of her winning the games. But part 3 is starting now. I'm having so much fun. What time is it? It was like 9:30 last time I checked. Oh, it's 22:22. Can we even see it? Angel number. Honestly, later than I was expecting it to be. I literally have 200 pages to go. But I promised myself I would keep going. Finish this book today, so I am going to do it. I'm going to do it, and then watch me fall asleep. I literally love what she's been able to do with, like, Snow being a last name. Like, him, or Coriolanus himself saying, like, Snow lands on top, but then Highbottom saying it's the sound of snow falling. Like, it's literally, because it's the same thing, right? It's the same action, or like the same thing that Snow does. Like, it dazzles through the air and then it falls, but it lands on top. It's literally the exact opposite. And I don't know if anybody else has ever thought of that.
Like, this woman is truly a genius, like the way that she writes it. Do you hear that, Coriolanus? It's the sound of snow falling. And the only voice I can hear it with is Peter Dinklage's voice. He's just perfect for that role, and I'm so happy that he plays this guy. I can't stop staring at the, like, it's the sound of snow falling while snow lands on top. Oh, because he does land on top, but he ends up falling anyway. Melts. Oh my god, he melts from the fire. He falls, but then he still lands on top, and eventually he melts because he's catching fire. Because of Katniss catching fire. Oh my god. This is genius. Not this angle. Oh my god. I'm at a new song. Really, this is first time seeing Lucy Gray after winning the games, after going to District 12. This song, I don't know about. But again, we're back at the possessiveness as well. That's her when she's happy. He thought she's beautiful. Beautiful in a way anyone could see, not just him. That could be a problem. Jealousy prickled his heart, but no, she was his girl, wasn't she? You remembered the song she'd sung in the interview about the guy who'd broken her heart and examined the cutty for a likely suspect. There was only Tanlander with the mandolin, but there was no sparks flying between them. One of the locals, maybe? It's like what I was thinking about. He is a boy trying to fill a grown man's shoe. He's a little boy trying to fill a grown man's shoe. That's like literally him the entire movie, and he is clever, but he's still a little boy, and all of his thoughts prove that. We're at the hanging tree part. Also, very different from the movie, because Maude Ivory in this has a lot more to say. Like, the role's a lot bigger, and I like her. This is the only child in the book that I've ever liked. I honestly don't know if I'm gonna make it with reading this. You see, I'm finishing it today. I'm at 382 of 510, I think. I want to finish it, but I am falling asleep. I just want to prove to myself that I can do this. My eyes are like falling shut. It's happened like 4 times already. I don't know. But are you coming to the tree? They strung up a man. They say he murdered 3. Okay, I'm gonna see how far I can get.
It's so funny to like truly realize that he's keep being reminded of the fact that he's just still a boy in the way that he talks, because like Lucy Gray just tells him that Dean Highbottom gave her money for winning the games. Why would evil incarnate help his girlfriend? Respect, pity, guilt, morphing-induced whimsy. Like, why would evil incarnate help his girlfriend? That is such a boy thing to say. Like, I know he's 18. Sometimes he reads like a 15-year-old. It's capital spoiled. Even though he's not spoiled, he comes across as spoiled quite a bit. This is something a 15-year-old would say. Like, I would have said the same thing about my physics teacher in high school, who I had a very public feud with. Literally just a high school boy. Father said Billy Tope in what he now considered his territory. He's been there for 2 minutes. Billy Tope had to accept that Lucy Gray was no longer his, but belonged firmly and for always to Coriolanus. Oh my god. Sejanus going to Billy Tope for advice. Like, he doesn't know, of course, but that is also different, and it makes the story much more intricate. Lucy Gray knows what's up. He's got a different set of rules for him than for me. Like always, what makes him a victim makes me trash. Say it louder for the men in the back. Thank you very much. Also, but I don't understand. Well, like, I think it's a bit excessive that the mayor's daughter, what is her name? Mayfair, literally gets Lucy Gray into the Hunger Games simply because of jealousy, simply because of a boyfriend. Like, how mean can you be? Even Regina George wouldn't do that, really. Like, who would do that? I know Coriolanus is the red flag in this book, but she might be worse. I'm not gonna lie, she might be worse. I said what I said. I'm so sad that Coriolanus kind of hates Sejanus, because he just really wants to do good. Like, he's found money in Sejanus's box. Like, literally 2 minutes after that, Sejanus lies about having money. There's not a penny between us. The one thing Coriolanus had never questioned was Sejanus's honesty. If anything, he'd welcomed a little less of it. But this was a bald-faced lie, delivered as naturally as the truth, which meant that now anything he said was suspect. Snow is falling into insanity. Also, I'm giving up for today. I'm so tired. I'm at 409, which honestly I started like 1 or 2 p.m. That's a lot of pages for especially someone who hasn't read in quite a while. But I'm gonna sleep now and I'm gonna reconvene in the morning because I cannot keep my eyes open anymore. I need to sleep. They're not even falling shut anymore. It's just like wide open, but it hurts. So, good night. I'll see you in the morning. Well, good morning. It's time to finish this book. 100 pages left. I think that's like 2 hours ago. I haven't timed how fast I read it. Should I do it? Should I time like how many pages I read in an hour? I'm gonna do that. Okay. It's 9:11 now. I'm just gonna check what time it is when I finish the book. Where did I stop? Oh, I stopped where Coriolanus found out that Susanna was lying to him. 4:10. I think I have like exactly 100 to go. It's literally not even like, it's still on the first page. It seemed a waste to be on guard where clearly nothing ever happened when he could be holding her in his arms. He felt trapped here on the base, so she could freely roam in the night. In some ways, it had been better to have her locked up in the capital, where he always had a general idea what she was doing. Oh my god! He literally thinks it was better for her to be in a monkey house, or in the fucking Hunger Games. My guy, what the fuck? Is entrapped the same way that the tributes were in the zoo. Oh my god, I read this as its own thing. I got in a TikTok rabbit hole like about the movie or about this book. Then I learned about Wordsworth by Lucy Gray, and as a literature student or literature graduate, I thought it was so interesting, but I wasn't expecting it to be in the book. After I'd heard of Lucy Gray and When I Crossed the Wild, I chanced to see At a Break of Day, The Solitary Child. I read this thing like on, what is it, poetry.org or something, and I was like, oh my god, this explains so much about the book, and I wasn't expecting it to actually be in the book, but it makes so much sense. The Covey is singing and they do ballads all the time, and her name is literally from Wordsworth Bone. Like, why should it not be in the book? I wasn't expecting it. Oh my god, I love it. This is me fangirling about literature. I also love Wordsworth because Taylor Swift mentions him in her song In the Lakes. Like, Lakes is one of my favorite songs because she's like name dropping snakes. Tell me, what are my words worth? Well, she's talking about poets. I am so in awe of the pacing of this book. You're on your toes the entire time, but also like in this last part, things happen a little bit more slowly than in the games, for instance. And now plotting his like revenge on Sejanus, or not really revenge, but his like telling of Janus, and all of a sudden it's like bam, 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 things happen. She on the travels. Really, in the movie, you see him break down at Sejanus' locker, and in the movie I was like, oh my god, he's really mourning his friend, and now he's crying because he's gonna die in a few weeks. Not really because of Sejanus. Can I just say, he is a bit of a pick-me boy. He's a pick-me boy. Singing the snow song now. Oh no, he had not imagined anything. The mention of snow confirmed it. She wrote a song for him. His eyes filled with tears. They would hang him, but she would be there, knowing he was still a genuinely good person. Not a monster who had cheated or betrayed his friend, but someone who had really tried to be noble in impossible circumstances. The hero of her life. Really bringing back bestiality, like the bestialness of people outside of the capital, saying like, this was his life now, digging for worms and being at the mercy of the weather, elemental, like an animal. He knew this would be easier if he wasn't such an exceptional person. The best and the brightest humanity had to offer. The youngest of past, the officer kind of a test. If he'd been useless and stupid, the loss of civilization would not have hollowed out his insides in this man. He'd have taken it in stride if he wasn't such an exceptional person. What the fuck? I'm confused because here he's not following a trail of footsteps. He just hears her faint cry, or like a faint cry when he shoots after the snake bite. He's not following any footsteps, and then he just gets out of there because he's scared, which means to me she's alive. The fury that he's feeling against her, that is so well done in a movie. Like, he acts that out so well. Number 505, I'm almost done with this book. Welcome to the capital. Literally, how do you go from loving a person to goodbye, Lucy Gray, we hardly knew you within the span of like 24 hours. What the fuck? We made it to the epilogue.
just your summer vacation. What the fuck? Wow. Okay, so he's not just winning the Plinth Prize. Literally, Plinth is adopting him, and they're paying for everything, the taxes, the tuition, to cook, and then general allowance. Like, they're literally his parents now. That was not made clear by the movie. Oh my god, I forgot about Dean Highbottom. If ever married, he chose someone incapable of swaying his heart, someone he hated even, so they could never manipulate him this way, in the same way that Lucy Gray had. What else could humanity hope for? Really, it should thank him. Like, he already knows what he's gonna be, like how he's gonna be as a president. But he's proud of it. Like, he wants people to thank him for, oh my god, okay. You think that he would, like, grow out of that a little bit? Because he's still a little boy here? But no. I mean, he grows into it. And that's the problem. He grows into it. Oh my god. Snow lands on top. The end. What a way to end a book. Oh my god. The end. Inevitable. Snow lands on top. Until it melts. I love this book. Let's see, like, what the time is now. 11:04. Oh my god, that took me 2 hours. But it didn't feel like it. Okay, I'm gonna collect my thoughts and then come back. It's like they're racing right now. Wait, I truly meant to come back on camera like the moment I finished getting ready. And now it's dark again. So let me put on a light and we'll talk about this. Instead of a few minutes, it has taken me the entire day to like regroup from this book. It is, it's beat and used, and the spine is not really the spine in working. You even see like how I fucked it up basically. It's so like well read through, and it deserves nothing less. It deserves nothing less. I gave it a 5-star. It's a 5-star read, honestly. And I do think it certainly adds to the movie. Of course, I knew everything that was gonna happen, and I wasn't like in shock as I wasn't with the movie, because after the movie, like the week after that, I was not able to sleep. Like I said in the beginning of this video, now I was able to sleep, or I am able to sleep after it, because I'm not like thinking about it constantly. And I feel like the book actually cleared up a lot of mysteries that I had in the movie, and I think they add to each other. It's not like necessarily we have the book and then we have the movie and they tell the same story. I don't think they tell the same story, and I love that, because of course this is all from Coriolanus's perspective, and all his thoughts, all his like motives, and like explaining why he does what he does. And in the movie you don't have that, of course. And I feel like the movie really explains more about Lucy Gray's character, and like really elaborates on her as a character in this story, while he doesn't know anything about her. Like, he owns her. He feels like he owns her, and that is very clear in the book. And in the movie you don't necessarily see that as much, and you see like how free-spirited Lucy Gray herself is. And then with all the songs, it like, I think mostly because of the songs and the music, it just adds to her character so much, and like it explains a lot more about like her as a person. And what I said about like, oh, I didn't know like the actual Wordsworth poem of Lucy Gray was gonna be in the book. I do remember like the scene at the lake in the movie is where she kind of sings that poem to Snow anyway, but I hadn't made the connection that is the same poem, that is the same song. What can I say? I'm completely 100% back in my Hunger Games era. Like, even on YouTube Shorts, it knows that I'm very much deep into this content, because I keep seeing videos and shorts about like from the Hunger Games, from the trilogy itself. And now I want to rewatch it, but I also want to reread it, but I don't have the book, so I'm gonna buy the books. I'm just gonna watch the movie. It's so unlike any other story anybody's ever I've ever read. I think anybody's ever written, basically, because nobody does like the villain origin in the same way. Nobody's ever done that before, where he's constantly being presented a choice of like doing the good thing and doing the thing that like makes him land on top, of course. And that's his entire motive for the entire storyline. Like, landing on top that is all he wants, that's all he cares about. Is it like he's so clever, but like I said, he's still a little boy art trying to fill a grown man's shoe. That is all, like, that is literally the entire premise of this book. Even though he's so clever, but would he have managed without like the help of other people? Like, no. Especially Tigress. I think if Tigress hadn't been there, he wouldn't have been there either. She deserves more credit. I love her. I love her character. I love Highbottom's character, and I literally could not picture anyone else but Peter Dinklage in that role, and I'm so happy that he did that. I'm just sad that I didn't read this when this first came out, because it would have sent me into a spiral back then as well, probably. But I feel like I missed out. I saw the movie like 2 months after it came out as well, even though I had an excuse for that, which was living in Italy, where they didn't or don't do English spoken movies or subtitled movies. It's just all in Italian, so had to watch it when I was back home in the Netherlands. And now I have a new favorite story, honestly. I like this more than the Hunger Games trilogy itself. I don't know, but I do think it adds to it. It's just, a lot of times it's also just funny. Like his thoughts, his little boy thoughts, like his jealous thoughts, I love those. And I'm definitely back into my reading era. Like literally I went outside after reading this book, put on an audiobook because I can't stop reading now. I need more books, which is bad because I live in an Airbnb and I need to go home in 5 months. If I start collecting books now, it's gonna be a hell of a lot of work to send that all back. It sparked something in me, and I really want to get back into my reading era again. Set a reading goal so I don't end up reading only 25. This one is a 5-star read. That's literally all I have to say. But thank you for reading The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes with me. That was a little silent review. That is all. Goodbye.